Yeah, so as a manifestor, you actually have the biggest aura of them all.
Welcome, dear manifestors, to this course about living in your alignment with your design and your type and strategy, and how to best utilize the aura and energy that you have been blessed with.
With that big aura, you are the energetic fire starters. You start things so that the rest of us can respond to those things.
Yes, and know that you are only 9% of the population. Generators and manifesting generators are each 35%, total about 70% of the population. Projectors are about 20% of the population. You are 9%, and then reflectors are only 1% of the population. So you're a small percentage.
Yeah, and they say manifestors are a dying breed, and that's because with the advent of technology, manifestors have a wider spread of who they impact. So we don't need as many of them.
That's a very good point.
And because 70% of the world is a generator or a manifesting generator, they have what's called the defined sacral. So it's the second chakra up from the bottom. It's the box, the second one up from the bottom. And because you have that sacral undefined, you are in effect less enamored by your own energy, which gives you the ability to receive pure downloads and urges of inspiration from the divine that therefore basically create the cause to everybody else's effect. It gives everybody else something to respond to.
Yes, exactly. So your energy is very self-contained, in that your aura is designed to be very specific to your own process, and you literally, with your aura, can repel obstacles out of your way.
Yeah, so your aura is self-contained for your own benefit. It's basically so that things don't interfere with your own process, because your urges are going to be very unique to you, and it's very important that you listen to those urges and you're not necessarily like slowed down by other things that are coming your way.
Yeah, and your divine purpose in life is to initiate and start projects and get the ball rolling down the hill for other people. You are the cause to other people's, to get an option for people to respond to your initiations.
Yeah, so all of the success languaging is made for manifestors. So just go do it, follow your dreams, go after it. All of that is made for manifestors.
Yes. But considering you are only a small percentage, we're now not needing nearly as many of you, but we still need you to make an impact and to initiate with the divine inspiration to live your purpose and initiating projects. So you get internal messages from within you. So being a self-contained being, your urges come from within that you can't even explain it. You just all of a sudden get this itch to do something and to make something happen. If you can explain the reason why you have an urge, it's actually not an urge.
That's probably not an urge. An urge is like something that just comes to you, like, oh, today I need to paint my house, or I need to clear a pathway, or I need to write this book. It's just something that it comes very spontaneously. Whereas if you're thinking, I would love to start my own business because then I would have financial freedom and I would be able to build the workday that I want, that's not necessarily an urge. That's just you logically processing through things in your mind rather than listening to what you need to be doing in this given moment.
And that's the importance of tapping into our bodies, doing practices that get us in tune with the lower half of our body so that we can use the mind as the processor and not the mind as the decision maker. And so any practices that are inspiring for you to get into your body and get in tune, to bring your consciousness down into the different centers, into this part, so that you can draw that awareness up from in you. And depending on the dynamics of your chart and your unique expression of your blueprint, you will get your urges from different aspects within your chart.
Yeah, so that's where it's really important to listen to your specific authority type or your decision-making strategy, which we have a whole video series on as well. Yeah, that's where it becomes very important to tap into that part of your body. Now, because you have a self-contained aura, this makes it really difficult for other people to read you and understand what you're up to. So this is where your strategy really comes into play. Your strategy is to inform.
And if this is a new concept for you that you're not used to communicating, I'm telling you, we know several manifestors that the minute they start communicating their urges, because it's in direct impact to other people in their lives, the minute they start letting people know and informing them, so much resistance, like just
lifted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because most manifestors don't think that they're constantly impacting people. They just think that they're off doing their own things, when in reality, because of the bigness of your aura, you're always impacting people around you. And also because of that bigness, it's common for manifestors to be conditioned as children that, because they're always impacting people, that they need to apologize for their bigness or keep themselves small or, fall into the conditioning of people pleasing because they understand that their choices are always impacting others. However, it's important to understand that you're kind of like the energetic train driver within your family or within your tribe. So basically what that means is if the manifestor is driving the train, then it's important for the manifestor to inform the train station of, all the people that are within the train station where the train is going to go. Because then that gives the all the people the option to either get on the train or not get on the train. And the manifestor needs to trust that the right people the people who are right for them are going to get on their train, and then the other people will get on the next train, or they'll get on the train that's right for them. Because if the manifestor went around and pulled every single person in the train station and asked them where they wanted the train to go, then it would be chaos, and the train would never leave the station. So that's why it's important for the manifestor to understand that those urges and that sense of knowing of like where they need to go next is actually divinely guided, and it's not selfish, but rather here to give something or give everybody else something to come along with.
Mm-hmm. And it's starting that process so other types and people can make the world go round. It's every part has a piece, and you literally start things going, and then it would be okay for you, depending on the different dynamics, to move on to other projects. Sometimes you might find yourself, because of your dynamics, wanting to complete those projects. And it's also being aware of that your energy, because you don't have the sacral center, that you do need to practice self-care and rest.
Absolutely. Your energy is designed to ebb and flow and to have really intense waves of energy and then have downtime, which gives you the opportunity to get and receive more downloads.
Mm-hmm. And another strategy that I've noticed manifestors using is they sprint and then rest. They sprint and then rest. And it seems to be like, get up, go get them, go after it. Follow those urges that have been that they're feeling with inside of their bodies, take action, and then do something else that they find to be more relaxing.
Yeah, and a lot of manifestors I know, they find that when they are in a period of feeling like they're not receiving urges or they don't know the next step to go, it's often because we live in a generator world. We live in a world that's 70% generator that has very steady life force energy. And so oftentimes we're conditioned that we need to keep up with that energy and that, we need to hustle and we need to do it all ourselves. But really for the manifestor, it's about giving yourself that rest, so that you can receive those downloads. And if you're trying to push through that resting period too much, you're going to clog up your energy and not be able to receive that divine inspiration.
Yeah, and one of our manifestor friends, his idea of a relaxing day is landscaping. Loves to landscaping, and he finds that to be actually very relaxing for him. And because of his energetic dynamics within his blueprint, this is just what works for him. So as a manifestor, you might find that you need to take a bubble bath and really relax and recharge yourself, however that looks like for you. It could be active recharging, or it could be very passive recharging. It just depends. You are essentially your own authority in discovering what works for you. And that's the beauty of human design, is that it's giving you permission to know how to navigate within your type so that you can sustain your energy for longer periods of time, or have the endurance without getting, illnesses or burnout from your career, or...
And also understanding, too, that we don't have to do anything alone, right? So you don't need to necessarily start all the projects and do all the work and then finish all the projects. We all have our own gifts and our own strengths, and we're here to lean on each other to get all of those things done.
Most definitely. Because your aura is naturally self-contained, you might not necessarily think that you are impacting other people. So if you don't inform them of your actions and your intentions, when those actions and intentions will make a direct impact on their lives, if you don't inform them, the people that you're impacting might naturally feel suspicious and, concerning, because they're wondering what you're up to because of your spontaneous nature. It might cause other people to be uneasy around you. So the best thing that you can do is just communicate and start informing. Start this practice and see what happens in your life.
Yeah, and it works both ways too. Manifestors really like to be informed from the people they love. So if you're watching this and your loved one is a manifestor, understand that they also like to be informed about what you're doing. And it's kind of an independent process. So it's kind of about getting used to informing and being like, this is what I'm going to do today. And it gives the manifestor the choice to either join in with that or not.
Yeah, definitely inform works both ways.
Yeah, and manifestors don't do so well with yes or no questions. They do well with open-ended questions or statements. So rather than saying, do you want to have Thai food or do you want to have pizza? Instead saying, I'm wondering what you would like to eat today, or I'm wondering what you would like to do today, or how you would like to structure your day, because their creative process is so fluid that if you give them a this or a that question, it basically smothers their bigness. It doesn't give them the opportunity to work through that creative process. I know someone who has a manifestor child, and she says that if she gives him 2 options of things to eat, he'll always give her a third.
I love that. Wow.
She'll be like, do you want peanut butter and jelly or chicken nuggets? And he'll be like, I want a grilled cheese.
So there you go. I mean, that's pretty much how it options, because you're so in tune naturally with your own internal process.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in fact, with manifestors, they really need to be in their own power as far as if they're exercising or eating according to the way everybody else says that they should be exercising or eating. That's actually when manifestors don't feel their healthiest. They actually feel their healthiest when their self-care and their health process can be very fluid and consistent with what they believe, and make it into, it always kind of has to be fun and creative for the manifestor too.
Definitely. And your aura and your energy is so self-contained. Remember that there are other people in your life that you can delegate tasks to, that you're here to impact others. So don't feel like you have to do it on your own. Or if you feel like, you have to do everything all by yourself, just notice that and recognize that, and notice that we are all interdependent with each other. And I invite you to maybe experiment with delegating tasks to other people, or being open to receiving help from others in certain areas of your life, however that unfolds for you. The manifestor was traditionally the king and the queen of the kingdom, and the people were there to support the king. And how it turned in a negative sense in times past was that the king took advantage of the people and got really greedy and
had a lack mindset about it. So the historical king or queen or dictator would see the world as having a finite amount of resources or a finite amount of talent or a finite amount of power, and therefore said, I need to dominate over my people so that I can have access to all the resources. When in reality, we live in an abundant win-win universe. And when you lead from a place of understanding that there's enough to go around for everybody, then you ultimately lead from a place of service, of like, how can I direct my people so that the resources are used efficiently and all the people work together and everybody lives in peace.
Because since we're moving into this age of abundance, of people, of resources, of information, that we're changing the dynamics of how we operate and collaborate with each other, and knowing that, we're all pieces of the puzzle. And that your people literally are those that you stand on, and that lift you up. Like, you're here to support us and to serve humanity. Like, we are here to serve you. And if everyone can support and serve each other, then we just if the intention is to keep lifting everybody up, then, oh my goodness, like the things we can do to move and raise everyone's vibration, to pull everyone up with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to clarify real quickly that we keep saying self-contained aura, and that is more like self-containment for your sake. So you're not really absorbing and enveloping other people's energy so much, but you are emitting an energy. You're emitting an energy that's always impacting people around you. And you, like I said before, you have the biggest aura. So you're always impacting people, but your containment more comes so in that, like, people can't always read you or understand your emotions or read where you're coming from. So that's where it comes in, that you need to be really
clear on your communication
and your informing.
Yeah. And the self-containment comes as a gift for you, because then that way your internal urges, there's no interference from other people to make the energy convoluted or messy, or knowing that it is coming directly from your soul and your source.
Absolutely.
Yeah.